I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
It's so easy.
I know. Like taking candy from a baby.
Introducing the all-new Patriot, starting at $14,985. Choose your adventure at patriotadventure.com.
News that's always on. Choose CBS2Chicago.com.
A small old building. Its individual parts mean little. But as a whole, it's an enduring symbol of courage, struggle, and sacrifice. March 1836. Hundreds battled heroically for the right to remain. March 2007. A short distance from the Alamo, with significance but equal passion, Ohio State and Memphis battle for the right to remain and move on to the Final Four. The Memphis Tigers are the hottest team in the nation, but even after winning 25 straight, John Calipari's club is still looking for respect. Thad Matta's Buckeyes haven't tested and tough. Ohio State is seeking their first Final Four since 1999. One streak will end. One team will advance. The ultimate road trip continues from deep in the heart of Texas.
Michael Jordan. Smart takes the shot. They won it. On the dot. Oh, my goodness. Puts it up. Dreams to come true. As good as it gets.
We welcome you to the Alamodome in San Antonio and the South Regional Final. Second seeded Memphis, 33-3 for the year. Top seeded Ohio State, 33-3 for the winner of this one will be the first in the Final Four, scheduled for next weekend in Atlanta. Ohio State and Memphis meet this afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Bill Raftery. 20 wins in a row for Ohio State, 25 in a row for Memphis. What kind of a pace do you expect?
Sit back, because Memphis is going to woo-woo Vern. They're going to get up and down, drive, draw, and kick. Conversely, Ohio State, they'll take the opportunity break, but wait for the big fella to get the low post.
Ron Lewis is a fifth-year senior for Ohio State, and he is having a marvelous run through the tournament.
Well, whatever you needed, he's giving them a great lift. He's very explorer. He's good at putting it on the deck and blowing by. He understands what type of shot to take. He loves pressure situations. He can step back and jack the deep three with the best of them.
John Calipari's Memphis Tigers rely in large measure on a sophomore core, and Chris Douglas Roberts played 37 minutes the other night on a sorely sprained ankle.
CDR, he showed us the ankle didn't bother him at all. He understands how to go without the basketball. He's got a terrific basketball IQ and finish with the best of them. He also has range. He understands what type of shot. And how about this? A little alley-oop to the off guard.
Greg Oden will be a highlight too. We'll talk about the 7-foot center when we return to San Antonio.
Someone's about to lose their Selling Miller highlight privileges. Can I borrow that for a second? The hamburger, $11.50. Are you for real? Step aside, Mona Me. Pardon us. See, this beer is about helping people live the high life. It's a good, honest beer at a tasty price. Mess with the high life, and the high life will mess with you. $11.50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
There's something to be said about Papa John's new 6-topping sausage sensation pizza. That something is this new taste sensation is loaded with spicy Italian, new smoked, and sweet sausages, plus fresh cut onions and red and green peppers. Our 6-topping sausage sensation pizza for just $11.99. $11.99.
Taste the difference. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Things that make you go, Morning. I appreciate someone who's willing to listen. Hey! Take the air in the ball. Someone I can count on for great coverage. Somebody's got to get to the basket. That's why my go-to guy is my State Farm agent.
For car insurance, nobody matches State Farm's combination of personal service and
Can't argue with that.
Get a quote today and see how your insurance matches up to #1.
Like a good neighbor?
State Farm is there.
Does it have 270 horsepower? Fuel-efficient CVT technology? And faster 0 to 60 than Accord, Camry, and Acura TL? Performance once reserved for the few is now available to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here.
I was an offensive lineman for 4 years. I no longer wear pads, but I still carry a lot of weight on my shoulders.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Midas, Scotts, Chevy, and by Budweiser.
We welcome you back to the Alamodome in San Antonio. Bill, let's get right to the center of attention, Greg Oden.
Well, his demeanor is cool hand Luke, but Vern, he's got a Valentine. Get it to him often, he can dominate a game. He's a very unselfish, on the rim is extraordinary with a lot of authority. Defensively, he does some terrific things as well. He starts fast breaks for this team. He's a solid performer. The great negator can also finish around the rim.
And this is just the pregame. Thad Mott is in his 3rd year as the head coach at Ohio State. He has the pleasure of coaching Greg Oden, and he had some comments about it.
Greg is a special talent, and obviously, you know, when he's playing his best basketball, we're a much better basketball team. But I think you're right, he can impact the game in so many different ways, just, you know, by guys driving them, because he can challenge shots, he can block shots. You know, when he's in there and they're side by side, my money's on him to get the rebound.
We're ready for the tip. Buckeyes and Memphis. A trip to the Final Four is in the balance.
We knew the 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year would be a tough act to follow. Instead, introducing the most powerful heavy-duty on the planet, the all-new Silverado HD.
This is our country.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, you know, how much you have to invest these days to earn some respect. I mean, my broker takes forever to return my calls, and when he does, he's got like 2 seconds to talk. I mean, I realize the guy's got bigger fish to fry, but does he have to make it so obvious? Thank you.
Welcome to the BF Goodrich Tires Road Crew Challenge, a driving competition that pits 5 passionate basketball fans from all over the country in 4 different driving events.
Now, after 2 thrilling rounds of competition, our Tar Heel Bart is the man in first place. But now it's on to the Rallycross. We're going to be running on some BF Goodrich G-Force KDWs for this event. They offer outstanding stability and grip. Let's go put them through their paces.
The BFG of our racers rocked the rally course. Lyle, Kate, and Bart turned in great times, with Lynn finishing the course in a remarkable 23.81 seconds. But today was all Andre's, besting Lynn's time by a full second.
Congratulations, Andre. You've won the Rallycross and a set of BF Goodrich tires.
Thank you, AJ. So after 3 of 4 challenges, it's all tied up, but we're going to break that tie on the drag strip. Tune in to see who's going to win the BF Goodrich Tires Road Crew Challenge. You're not going to want to miss it.
There it is, a win for the ages. A tradition unlike any other, the Masters on CBS.
John Calipari in his 7th season as the head coach of the Memphis Tigers, 20-plus wins each of those years. Starting lineup for Memphis. Chris Douglas Roberts, Willie Kemp, the freshman. Antonio Anderson has played very well in the tournament so far. Joey Dorsey, he'll go against Oden, and Robert Dozier. Ohio State Buckeyes, Jamar Butler, Ron Lewis, Mike Conley Jr. At the guard positions, Greg Oden and Ivan Harris. Up front, Thad Matta in his third season as the head coach of the Buckeyes. Today's game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. And the officiating crew, Tim Higgins, Donnie. Second time these two teams have ever met. They played in December of 1959, a thumping Ohio State over Memphis. And that Ohio State Buckeye team went on to win the NCAA championship that year.
A harbinger, huh?
Harbinger, even. A harbinger early on. Oden, Dozier.
And Vern Lundquist. The Memphis Tigers go.
Which means Antonio Anderson picks up Mike Conley. Conley goes right side. Here's Ron Lewis. Entry pass. Oden. And he goes right to the basket.
Well, this is a kid who wants to prove to the country how good he is. Dorsey tried to shove him. A little better strength, but a big fella.
We will keep our eye on Dorsey and Oden.
A little 2-3. John Calipari thought they might. Keeps Oden in the game. See if Memphis can make the deep J.
Willie Kemp, the freshman. This is Antonio Anderson back outside.
Nice play by Conley.
Conley with the steal. Alley-oop at the other end. Oden, who got it. Ivan.
You know, Harris and eventually Hunter are going to have to do a good job to provide a lift, particularly with Oden.
This is Conley, looks for Oden again. Jumper from Harris, not there.
What strength, huh? A discard by Joey D.
Joey Dorsett with the rebound. He averages almost 10 per game. Douglas Roberts, he's a slasher. There's Ron Lewis. He's got Conley out in front, one-on-one with Kemp. Beautiful.
Well, this is the opportunity break. They'll bite you with that. Such a smart player. Nice hang time. A nice delivery by
Antonio Anderson, excuse me, Bill.
Vern, they like to hit the high post and hit the short corner. They do it very well.
That jumper no good from Willie Kemp. Oden with a rebound. Puts it in Conley's hands. They want to force the tempo.
Now they wait for Oden, though. If they don't have something good, this kid can really shoot the ball, put it on the deck, do a lot of nice things with it.
Ivan Harris with the drive, a little too strong. Anderson at the other end for Memphis. Here's Dorsey down deep. They're going to try.
It wasn't a shot block, but Oden looms big.
Willie Kemp, there's Oden. Dorsey.
There's another one.
Here comes Ohio State, 2-on-2. Ron Lewis rejected. Jamar Butler. Conley.
A nice breakdown. And Dorsey away from the basket. That's those nickel dimers that he picks up. He's tough under the rim, but counter that with Oden's ability around the rim. A lot of controversy as to what was said and not said, but how about that reaction? Getting up big. He does more than just shoot it and put it on the deck.
John Calipari goes to his bench. Andre Allen, point guard, is in. First foul on Dorsey. He fouled out in the game against Texas A&M here on Thursday night.
I think they're going to have to help Dorsey underneath. They do.
No call. Here's Andre Allen, number 15. Jumper, Oden's there.
And this is where they can do a job on the offensive glass. But Oden, such a tough guy. If you don't job of keeping the dribble alive, usually makes very good decisions. You can see the late help. There's that short corner that's so effective.
Little runner, not there. Oden with another rebound. He was so limited the other night. 9 minutes in each half of that game against Tennessee. And he wound up with only 4 rebounds and 9 points. Foul trouble.
Lewis deep and Oden outside. They're going to give him a ball screen. A little impatient.
Douglas Roberts. Jumper, Dozier.
He's very important to that dive by Dozier. Doesn't grab it.
And he has been inconsistent, Bill.
Defensively, he has been solid.
Memphis 0 for 5.
And not a good beginning for Cal's guys. Not a good look here.
Conley almost got it again. Andre Allen. Jumper 0 for 6.
Running out.
Here's Lewis. Watch out from behind.
Should have been at the rim and made the layup. Everybody getting their steps ready for the picture beautiful finish, but this is a great outlet, and you slow down just enough to give the defense. Maybe you get 3 if you go full tilt.
That's going to send Ron Lewis to the line. Lewis, the 5th-year senior, first 2 years at Bowling Green. Grew up in Columbus. Was not offered a scholarship after his senior year at Brookhaven. Watch exclusive live video from Amen Corner at the Masters with Amen Corner Live and bonus playable with Masters Extra throughout the tournament at cbssportsline.com/masterslive and masters.org. Jeremy Hunt comes on for Memphis. David Lighty comes on for Ohio State.
Lighty's done a nice job in the tournament. Bites you with a deep one once in a while, puts it on the deck. And of course, we know Hunt, Mr. Offense. Back to the 2-3, Vern.
And what is it, Bill, about this offense of Memphis that dictates the
force them to make deep shots? They have games where they don't shoot well. Here's the turnover, another one.
Lighty, pretty, beauty.
How about that little blow by? Cal wanted to walk.
8-0. Hunt to Anderson.
And Cal really screaming on the sideline. The zone, and he thought they would play it, so they prepared for it. Got to move the ball and move bodies.
Allen at 5'9", Oden at 7 feet. Still can't hit one. Conley in the backcourt.
Anderson to the baseline. Make the zone move. Look at the slip to the goal. Nice help.
Andre Allen comes over. Anderson. Beauty feed.
Solid. Good step moves. Memphis done a nice job on any movement by the center, Oden. They've collapsed, taken away the passing lane, and scraped down as well.
4 minutes and 32 seconds before the drought ended. Andre Allen.
Outside the little nickel dimer, but how about Lighty to the rim?
Before you order your next beer, consider this. Budweiser still goes to the expense of Beechwood aging, an original old world style of lagering. And Budweiser cares enough to own and maintain world-renowned hop farms. A perfect choice in every corner bar, in every corner of the world. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser. Open up a world of taste.
Thank you, I love your curls.
Who's counting on your brakes today?
Your brakes are too important to trust to just anyone.
That's why you should come to Midas now. At Midas, brake pads or shoes are just $89.95 per axle installed. Be safe.
Just a Midas touch.
Meet Rick Rourke. Rick's an anomaly within the human race. He's a morning person.
Hey, neighbor!
He just rises and shines.
What's happening?
For the rest of us, there's the rich, bold coffee everyone is talking about. McDonald's Premium Roast. They add the cream and sugar just the way you like it, so you can face the day and, of course, the morning people.
Hey, everybody! Hey, Rick! Taking the stairs.
Buy you a Chevrolet, go buy you a Chevrolet. If you give me some of your love.
Nobody can shut that Chevy down, 'cause that brand new Chevy is mine. I like my reach down, look, see me ride 24 in my Impala with.
No, we're not the jet set, we're the old Chevrolet set, but ain't we got love?
No, we're not the jet set, we're the old Chevrolet set.
Sunday,
A son is murdered. A father goes after every possible suspect.
Now he's spraying buckshot.
You gotta stop what you're doing. No! Cold case. Then, everything about this agent is perfect except her past.
What do I do?
A new Without a Trace after a new Cold Case, CBS Sunday.
And Vern, you asked, and I pondered. I finally came up with an answer for you. There are holes in the zone, the short corner area, but you've got to have some movement. They're perfectly matched up, Ohio State. You've got to have two people play one. You've got to get into gaps. Here's just a bad pass, really over your head, telegraphing it. And the reason they're in that 2-3, they feel Memphis is terrific with the dribble drive. They've eliminated that drive and kick. So Memphis is going to have to play good defense and get some movement on the other end.
Ohio State 3 of 7 from the field. Memphis 1 of 8 and 3 turnovers.
Conley does a nice job generally keeping the dribble alive as Oden settles in the box.
Conley had some line the other night. 17 points, 7 rebounds. He led the rebounding. Here's a shot from outside. Oden. Nice. Slapped away by Allen. They call the foul. I don't know about that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's great reaction by Allen. Gets his second one before commercial, and that one just doing his job.
So Willie Kemp getting set to come back on the floor. Second quick foul on Andre Allen.
In a little controversy, I spoke to the writers. Joey Dorsey had said, you know, David and Goliath. And, of course, may have been some material for the locker room on Oden. He thought he was underrated, and that Oden may have been overrated.
That was the quote in the Express News this morning.
Well, a lot of people said they didn't hear it, but some of the writers before the game told me they were there and did hear it. So, I don't know. We'll see at the end of the day.
Talking about who yesterday in the media session. There's the three from Jeremy Hunt.
Well, that's instant offense. Eddie Johnson, he's not with that body, but he can stroke him from deep.
Mike Conley. Othello Hunter is on the floor now as well for Ohio State, and Daquan Cook.
He can do a good job offensive rebounding, Hunter, if they concentrate on Oden because they go to help.
There's the pick and roll, and Conley threw it away.
A little too much heat on it.
Mentioned that line that he had the other night. He only had 1 turnover in that game.
Now that one, he's upset at himself. Very smart for a freshman. I mean, for a senior, he would be very smart, but he has a great feel and maturation level beyond his years.
Donnell Mack, freshman, is on now for the Memphis Tigers. He's got the ball in his hands.
And he's a shooter, too, so they're surrounding the perimeter, but you still got to get it in the lane somehow, like this.
And there's Oden, and that will be his first foul.
And that's the attack that John Calipari alluded to. We are going to go at him. We're not going to avoid him. And that should open up some offensive for the dribble drive. Others got to slip in and tip.
Hunt at the line. Near the end of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet player of the game from each team. To honor their determination and outstanding play, Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's General Scholarship Fund. America's brand supports America's best, Chevy, and American Revolution.
A little interesting situation out. So obviously it's a smaller Ohio State team, but Dorsey is out. We've got the big fella who's not played badly.
That would be Kareem Cooper.
And you will see that number 42 large.
Conley. There's the screen. Conley with a little jumper. Nope.
Great how he uses either hand in the lane, and that's his shot. He usually converts. And they go man-to-man with this matchup. Now let's see if they can get into the lane and be creative.
7-1 Memphis run. Back outside to Hunt. Nice quick first step. Foul called, Daquan Cook.
It can be either Cook or Butler on the reach-in, Vern. One of the two, but you can see they are devastating how quickly they get into the lane. You've got to come over and help. You've got to defensively make them turn at least once. Otherwise, they'll be at the rim, and it would spell difficulty for even Odom.
And your eyes, again, better than mine.
Well,
Butler. This is a free throw shooting team that has had a dreadful year until 324th among Division I schools. But in the 3 games of the tournament, they're hitting 72%.
The shooting coach is not invited to pregame meals, I assure you. But they're stepping up at the right time.
13:24 to go. Opening half.
Double up top.
Cook.
Tough shot blocked. He started going to the rim the other night. He's got to get back to that.
Douglas Roberts with the block. Memphis with a chance for the lead.
Discard. Wow. A pretty good catch. Chris Douglas Roberts thinking he's going to get to the rim. And that left arm, it's sort of telltale. Once you reach out, there you go. A little hook. Wow. Kid's alive early. Mike Kid's on top of it.
9-8, 12:56 to go. Butler. Daquan Cook. Cooper.
A little more perimeter oriented without the big fella there.
10 on the shot clock. Lighty.
Ooh, what a tough catch. Got to shoot it.
Shot clock at 4. Lost it. Ohio State with that surge at the beginning getting a little sloppy now. And a foul on Hunter.
Yep. That's the difference with Oden not in the game. Some reckless abandon getting to the rim, and man-to-man, you can just see the eyes light up. They know they can put it down, and that's the reason for this substitution, changing the look.
So Oden getting ready to reappear, and Hunt back at the line. Jeremy Hunt cans another. 12 of 14 from the line coming in the tournament. He's kind of typical of what the effort we have seen from Memphis at the free throw line.
Yeah, he's one of their better ones, too. And he worked hard in the offseason, worked to make 500 jumpers a day. That would take me a week to do.
Antonio Anderson is back on the floor for Memphis, and the Tigers have their first lead of the ball game.
And they extend the floor. This is where they try and be disruptive. Because they're so good offensively, Vern, people don't understand how difficult they are to go against in a man-to-man situation, full court.
Conley picked up by Mack.
And they go under those ball screens so they can get an open three.
Foul is called.
I think he can't hide out there, can he?
He's large.
Provides a lift, gives Dorsey a blow, steals some minutes without a foul.
Butler gets the inbound pass from Conley.
Nice steal by Oden, but they don't time it properly.
There's a high screen. Lewis takes it all the way.
How about that? That's all because 2 went to Oden, almost like a decoy. The big fella setting up a terrific screen.
And puts the plug in a 10-1 run.
And they go back to the 2-3, and look what he does. Makes them make it so bad. How about that?
Willie Kemp.
But he keeps making those. This defense will become unkempt. You got to make them, though. You're going to see. They'll ride it.
Ron Lewis. There's the Oden screen again. In the corner, Butler had a tough shooting night in the win over Tennessee. 1 of 6.
Look how
Matt
fast.
Anderson. Daquan Cook for the Buckeyes.
Oden's got to get to the rim. He really knows how to use that hesitation. He's got so many years. Goodness. The automotive industry could use him.
13 all.
You got to identify. Sure, there's a nice pop and kick.
Kemp in the corner. Hunt. He'll take that 3 every time he sees it.
And he likes to kick his legs out, too, to get the ref's attention.
Mike Conley.
And Oden never came past half court. He said the other night, if you're going to shoot it, I'm going to save my energy.
.30 to go. First half. Anderson.
Oden just stays in the lane to see if he can dominate. Got to catch it.
Another turnover. 2-on-2. Lewis.
Good job, wasn't it? Using his body. Shields off from the defender.
And Ohio State reclaims the lead. Here's Cooper.
And they should double and trap the next pass.
Mack finds Anderson. I think Oden tipped it in.
I think you're right. Give him a point anyhow.
That ties us at 15.
I think he can do some damage when they give him a touchdown in the box. I think Cooper has the foot speed. There, they got him locked. Good job by the big guy. Oh. Wow.
Not such a good job that time.
What a nice entry pass, baseline, and then taking it with some authority.
Buckeyes by 2. Inside, Jeremy Hunt.
He may have gotten the foul, Oden.
I believe he got his second.
Got 2, but how about this? Drop step dictates the strong completion out on him.
When I got my new H3, I customized it. I got the marker lamps, the chrome, but I couldn't stop there.
Beautiful children, a wife married now 17 years. When you're inside, cooped up in the wintertime, no. As soon as it gets warm, we're out there.
He's playing tag or hide and seek or whatever it is.
Winter's over, I put down Scott's turf builder with Holtz. It feeds our lawn. It gets our lawn greener, faster, and it stops the crabgrass. I'm the very first to have a green lawn after the winter. Look at it.
We're out much earlier than other neighbors.
Hey guys, time to come outside. Come on out. That's our Scott's lawn.
Mama bird is not in the nest.
What's going on?
It's this walkie-talkie thing. What, Chuck?
Wouldn't it just be easier to switch to singular?
What, Chuck? You got your ears on. What, Chuck? This red squirrel, Woodchuck, do you copy? Fine!
Woodchuck is leaving the woodshed.
Die!
Frustrated with your network? That's why 3 times more people choose Singular over Sprint. Singular, now the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Get to the top of your game by making dumb decisions. So choose the tire that sets records, wins championships, and controls the competition from start to finish. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
Right now at Applebee's, it's steak time to our new juicy New York strip steak. A thick sirloin topped with sauteed mushrooms and served with garlic mashed potatoes and grilled asparagus. Only at Applebee's.
Now on Blu-ray.
I knew it was too early to promote you.
Well, I understand double O's have a very short life expectancy.
The best picture, the best sound, the best Bond in high definition. Casino Royale. Now on Blu-ray disc.
Here's the lineup tomorrow on followed by new episodes of The Amazing Race All-Stars, Cold Case, and Without a Trace tomorrow on CBS. And let's take a look at Greg Oden's afternoon.
Well, he's a guy that impacts the game a lot of ways, Vern. They did the 2-3 zone to see if he could negate opportunities. He's provided a lift, but how about the drop step use of the left hand? This is where he's amazing. Changes shots, blocks out, they get runouts. Here, trying to control him is so difficult. Good step moves in this one. Say goodnight, sweetheart. Sleep. Oh, the one thing about this kid, he's like the preacher.
And in what respect?
Well, because he cures all the sins of his teammates. When they gamble outside, just bring him to me.
You know a lot of preachers.
Well, I do. And you do as well.
I do, yes.
Your dad being one, right?
Hunt back at the line. He's now 6 of 7 at the free throw line.
And Memphis said they were going to go at him. Even in the zone, they tried to track his body, and they've got 2. Changes the way Thad approaches.
We're tied at 17, 9:14 to go. Greg Oden on the bench. And Jeremy Hunt, the 6th man, sat out all of last season because of discipline issues. Was invited back for this, his final season. He's graduated already.
He sat behind the bench at every home game and salivated. Here's a little ball screen and a long jumper. They are struggling. Is that 0 for 6 from threes,
That's
I believe?
Right. Yep.
7-11 with the deuces.
Hunt. Oh!
He knows how to provide a lift. He gets into holes. And not afraid to stroke it on the catch or the bounce.
A 3-point Memphis lead with 8:38 to go in the first half. Jeremy Hunt averaging 16 points off the bench as the sixth man. Here's Conley.
Look at that hesitation and body search. Terwilliger, who's played very well. He's the ball screener now. But just look at how deep, and your defense, you're taught as a youngster, peel off. You can't do that anymore. The distance of these guys and the beautiful fluid stroke they possess.
Joey Dorsey picks up his second foul. We mentioned he fouled out the other night. Conley.
They are a different team with Dorsey out of the game, but fortunately for them, Oden has got the same problems.
Buckeyes now. Terwilliger will head to the bench.
I'm guessing now they're going to go man. Just the athleticism of Memphis. You want a little counter, be a little more aggressive.
We're about to find out.
Yep. Ohio State, go.
You haven't decided yet.
Oh, no, I'm just going to let it go. I knew they were in man.
Second time in the afternoon.
I just figured once is enough.
Hunt, tip, no good.
You know, Vern, both these teams are very good getting to the rim, and if you come over to help, your guy gets great offensive rebounding position. You've got to contain and sometimes stay on your guy and hope that the defender will stop the shooter.
Anderson whips it. Nice touch pass inside. Dozier puts a shoulder on Harris. Travel.
Whew. He got a chug and he's got a smile. That's the attitude you have. The thin body took a welt.
Hunter's on now for Ivan Harris. And Ohio State will inbound, trailing by 1. 20-19. Both teams with win streaks. Last loss for Memphis at Arizona in December. Last loss for Ohio State at Wisconsin in January.
Conley, with all these speeds, could be a tough handle for Mack. I mean, he just crosses. Look at all this wizardry with the bounce.
Here's Hunter. Jumper. Got it.
He's the guy, or Harris, I think, that has to lift this team with or without Oden.
Ohio State back on top. 7:30 to go. Chris Douglas Roberts out of Detroit. Jumper Mack, that's what he does best.
He sure does. You got to get up on him. Lighty took him lightly. Terrific stroke. Doesn't
start at the College of Charleston in the early 80s.
Wait for John Kress. There's that little back screen lob. Pretty good D by Memphis.
7 to go first half. Hunter with the screen. Conley. He is such fun to watch.
Now they do switch back. Dozier does a great job showing. Now he gets back on Hunter.
David Lighty in the lane. Nice dish. Oh, what a great find.
Nice drive and draw, huh? And being in the right position with the hands at the ready.
David Lighty, one of this for Ohio State. Anderson rejected by Hunter. Strikes it down, and here comes Conley.
Great job by Hunter.
Look at the hesitation.
It's unbelievable. He just sort of gets you in position and jerks you forward, jerks you back. Knows how to put it on the deck. Vern, he is tough to handle, and that draws a lot of complaints.
To be okay. From a down here, go away.
Chevy HHR, an American Revolution.
This will always be the land of opportunity. Fortunately, it comes with a bank. Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity.
Aren't you
Jim Nance?
Hello, friend.
Shouldn't you be on TV?
Look, your coworker Brian got me a Sony TV installation from FireDog and digital. Then I got an $800 Onkyo home theater system. Free. Oh. In return, I'm doing his job today.
Actually, anyone can get that deal. It's the 3-point play from Circuit City and Sony.
Really?
Yeah. Where's Brian?
Get the 3-point play and get no payments and no interest for 18 months on all TVs $9.99 and up.
This is the new shrink ray from Ratchet & Clank for PlayStation Portable. And we're gonna shrink our friend Larry so he can sneak into the girls' tent while they're changing.
Wow. Dude, run. Is that an owl?
Yeah.
The Shrink Ray. All new weapons, all new levels. Ratchet & Clank size matters. Rated everyone 10 and up. PSP.
They pick up touchdowns, pick up the bucks, and pick up their teams. Enterprise salutes NCAA student athletes for picking us. Enterprise, we'll pick you up.
What would you call a refreshing beer that's never heavy tasting, and with only half the carbs of the leading light beer from Europe? Well, you could call it the ultimate light beer. Or you could just call it by its name, Miller Lite. Miller Lite. Good call.
All with 6:23 to go. Take a look at line 3. 3-point field goals, Bill.
Yeah, struggling. Ohio State is, but Jeremy Hunt just sensational. 10 minutes, just electrifying for these. 7 for 8 overall, Vern, and 2 for 3 from deep. I mean, he can jack him. You really get up and tug his shirt.
Mike Conley goes to the line. Big games deserve big TVs. Win a $10,000 entertainment room only at mycokerewards.com/NCAA. 1 of 2. How about the board by David Lighty?
Oh, what a
How about the rejection by Dozier?
And he gets a foul, unfortunately. But great position defense. Got to be ready on those free throws. Interesting, Conley takes over this team. The ability to get to the foul line we saw the other night, but just quicker to the goes up, and Dozier such an impact player on that defensive end.
Dozier, a sophomore, 1 of 4 players. Here's Hunt. How deep is that?
Well, he's close to the backcourt line. Oh, make him put it on the deck. I'm sure that was said, but the response, negligent.
Jeremy Hunt has 16 points in 11 minutes. He likes the lights. Memphis by 2. Butler.
Look at how he's so patient. Maneuver. Look at this with the right hand, too. I mean, which shoulder is he going to turn to? Just sensational. That time he turned to his left shoulder. Can do it with either hand.
Back outside, Mack. Look at there's Conley with the steal.
Well, he plays passing lanes beautifully.
Nice touch pass outside Butler.
Oh, what a response, huh? Conley, what a head for the game.
.08 to go first half. Chris Douglas Roberts.
He stayed with that, didn't he? Did great defensive pressure. And Butler, one of the premier defenders in the country, I think. Jamal takes them all on. Lofton the other night, and that time he's shaking his head a little bit, but he kept the dribble alive. That enabled him to get to the line.
Foul is on Conley, and Chris Douglas Roberts had that moderately sprained game before last, and 0 points so far.
That tells you about the defense. The first the zone stymied him, and now the head, he can't turn the corner and be creative.
Played 37 minutes. That's a season high. And you can see he's got the brace on that left ankle. Practically lived with Chris Simmons, the trainer, for a week.
Very engaging young man, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
We had a chance to chat with him on the day off. Very confident. Nice rebound again by Dozier in the right spot.
Ball goes toward Memphis. There's Chris Simmons.
He's getting extra pay for this trip. The whole day off. Nothing but the heat, the cold compresses.
And Memphis on the hell ball will throw it in. 5:03 to go.
Hunt. They're trying to set up Chris Douglas Roberts, but better defense prevails. He's got the hooks, both hands.
Dozier backs in. Missile.
And they get the nickel dimer on the other way. The frustration maybe with CDR, Chris Douglas Roberts not getting many touches or in position to dominate.
That's the second foul on Chris Douglas Roberts' 9th team foul. Andre Allen is going to re-enter the game, playing with 2 fouls, and Oden's been on the bench now better part of 5 minutes with his second foul.
Now, you've done a lot of Ohio State games. I'm just amazed at the leadership qualities of Conley. Mike had them all together before this free, wanted at the other end, and that's when you got it humming. The coach permits that extension when you are as talented or as experienced as Mike Conley is.
He and Oden teammates, of course, at Indianapolis Lawrence North, 3 state titles. Lighty no. Hunter with another rebound. The putback no. Dozier for Memphis.
So Memphis got to do a better job on free throw shooting defense.
In the lane. Hunter. Now here comes Conley again. 4.5 to go.
Look at this.
Butler wide open. In and out. Wow. Lighty. Well, they say he's got a 41-inch vertical jump. I think we saw 40 inches worth right there.
I believe you. Oh, there's no trampoline here. This is just God-given ability. The shot soft enough for Lighty to explode to the stratosphere. That is incredible. That gives Newman out. You might get embarrassed.
And so Lighty goes to the line. Shoots one more.
And they let him do a lot of things with the dribble, too. That's what makes this a tough team as well. We mentioned Memphis with the ball. They do ball screens for him. He'll disdain it, split it. He's quick to the rim. You saw the explosion, and he can make that 17-foot J.
1 of 2 at the free throw line for...
Little 2-3 look now. No, this back man.
Andre Allen. Here's Allen again. Conley right there. Dozier, spin.
Pretty. Wow, how about that for a guy that size? He can handle, drop step, and then complete the deal with a resounding send it in.
The enormously gifted sophomore Anderson and Lighty have at each other down in the low post.
Not a good play by Anderson. Now he gets his hands involved. Pretty.
Lewis, oh!
How about Lighty for being alert? Great reaction by Lighty.
3.5 to go before the break. Anderson. Hunter was there, a presence, and a player down.
And they're going to stay the same way. Somebody got hit in the head. Let's see.
Anderson.
Hmm.
Antonio Anderson is the player down. Time called.
It's time to hit the road during the Chevy Spring Sales event, where you'll get 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash on our best-selling car, truck, SUV, and more. Plus, hit the road with confidence thanks to our 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's 0% APR, plus $1,000 bonus cash now during the Chevy Spring Sales event. Hurry, it all ends April 3rd. See you.
Did you have a color in mind?
Red. It's got a real nice feel and great for cutting through metal.
Okay.
Lately, a lot of NCAA basketball fans are shopping at Lowe's.
I need a blender. How is that one?
Because right now, when you make a purchase at Lowe's, you automatically get a chance to instantly win a trip to the 2008 NCAA Men's Final Four. Or you could win one of millions of Lowe's prize cards. Get in the game today at Lowe's together.
All right, delivery intercept. Well, say you've shipped your new gizmos to all your best customers, and they're just about to arrive when Bob comes in and says, "Stop the gizmos, there's a problem with the gizmos." Well, if you shipped with UPS, you'd have the control to stop those gizmos and bring them right back. It's not just delivery, it's UPS delivery intercept. Whew, that was close.
Isn't to live for retirement. It's to live during it.
Huh. Calories provide energy, but how much energy do you need? Powerade Option, the low-calorie sports drink.
A law student murdered. Expected. 35 years and some DNA later, everyone's in for a shock. A 48 hours mystery tonight.
Just moments ago, Antonio Anderson being assisted off the court. He caught a flying elbow from his teammate, and immediately, here's what happened, Bill.
Vern, the dribble drive got him to the rim, and you can see Dozier pushed by Lighty in the rear, and the both of them end up colliding. And you know, it's a clean play. I mean, the foul obvious, but innocent kind of reaction. And you see a lot of that particular offensive rebound with these teams turning the corner and getting to the rim, and you get that help from the weak side. And a good piece of officiating to catch it as well.
Antonio Anderson, locker room, and Robert Dozier will go to the line. Dozier shoots 1 and 1. The foul was called on Lighty, 32-28. And obviously they were able to stop the bleeding as they took him toward the locker room. Dozier, Lithonia, Georgia, mentioned one of the quartet of players on this Memphis team who played at Laurinburg Prep in North Carolina, where they were 40-0 in 2005. So you take that plus the 66-7 record of the last 2 years. That's a gaudy one-loss record.
He doesn't lose much, does he? Of course, Charlie Scott's the first guy I remember in the late 60s who went to Carolina from Laurinburg. But he has terrific skills, Vernon. We saw him drop step and spin before. He knows how to get offensive rebounds. He's a presence on the defensive end. Really a solid guy with that addition of Dorsey when he's in the game.
Dorsey, another of that quartet, Antonio and Kareem Cooper. They all four prepped at Laurinburg. 32-30, 3:14 to go.
And Mack playing Conley off the ball. I think this is a tough matchup for Mack. He's so clever. Now they get the switch.
Jeremy Hunt, Terwilliger.
Oh, how about, you know, he comes in and does a solid job. Little sky hook.
Willie Kemp, Donnell Mack. That one is touched. The jumper taken.
And look who gets it.
Conley.
Quick to the loose ones.
7 rebounds the other night in that win. That 20-point come from behind over Tennessee.
Well, they go under and they pay for it. They frequently go under the ball screen. And the ability to make outside shots, we've seen this kid step up. Ron Lewis, big time stroke.
Lewis has 9. Had the three-pointer that tied it up. Sent it to overtime against Xavier.
And they got it the other way. What is going on? David Lighty, unbelievable performance. Well, come tournament time, you need people to step up, provide a lift. He has been extraordinary in his play.
2:19 to go before halftime. Here's Conley, Lighty, 2 freshmen, Terwilliger, Ron Lewis, Jamar Butler on the floor for Ohio State.
They're in that danger of going behind any of the high screens because of the look at this, handle it well at all.
No.
Not showing, not doing the right thing. They're gonna have to switch how they deal with that.
Andre Allen has just picked up his 3rd foul.
It's the hardest thing to defend over in that high ball screen. There's a lot of ways of doing it. You got to find a good mix.
Butler at the line. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg Clark and Seth Davis. Well, the final matchup between UCLA and Kansas. They'll also talk with Billy Donovan and Al Horford, plus an AT&T Naismith Watch update on AT&T at the half. Chris Douglas-Roberts back on the floor for Memphis.
And he'll be thinking offense on the floor, too.
Largest lead of the game. Here's Dozier back outside. Kemp.
Oof. And again, Dozier makes good decisions.
Cuts the margin to 6 with 1:40 to go. Memphis 6 of 9 on three-point baskets.
They are a load when they can knock them deep.
Oh, how about Conley?
He's lucky, but what a play.
Jumper no. Rebound, Jeremy Hunt. Great check down by Memphis. Kemp, little hesitation. He's a slasher.
Oh, wow, the speed. Done with alacrity. Oh. Sitting on the deck over there. He was salivating at an opportunity.
I'm still stunned at alacrity.
Don't ask me to spell it.
50 seconds to go. How about the adjustment?
Don't reach on this kid. I mean, he'll just put your hands in the wrong spot. They got a tee, and I got a timeout. Excuse me. Timeout on John Calipari.
Timeout with 39.1 to go before the break. That's Chris Douglas Roberts.
That's pretty impressive.
One of the great things that I think I've been able to do in my life is seize opportunities. I wasn't even a starter. The guy in front of me got hurt, and I had a chance, and I took that chance and had a big day, and I was a starter. Opportunities are seldom perfect, but I've learned that if you're not ready for them, they may not come again.
What you thinking about, honey?
Butterflies.
Hey, me too.
But Daddy, aren't you worried about protecting your company and employees in the changing global economy? Are you tapped into the right capital markets expertise to help manage your institutional assets? What about life insurance, retirement? Annuities can offer perfect asset allocation and a guaranteed income stream that you can't outlive.
We're with AIG, honey. So I'm just thinking about butterflies.
Oh.
The AIG companies, the strength to be there.
I could hardly believe it when I heard the news today. I had to come and get it straight from you. Tell me, how am I supposed to live?
Overpriced brokers everywhere are getting their hearts broken because their customers are switching to E-Trade to professional investment advice, and trades are just $6.99 to $9.99. It's easy. It's extraordinary. It's E-Trade.
BK Breakfast Value Menu. 10 items starting at $1. The king has cracked your morning rut.
Working every day to unman the front lines.
Well, when I was a young kid, I didn't yet share my grandfather's passion for the game. He was coaching at the time and said, hey, if you're my ball boy, I'll buy you a Coke. And that was enough. 15 years later, and I'm playing in the Sweet 16 in Atlanta, Georgia. And I said, we're going to make it down to the game. He said, John, it's going to be quite a long drive. And I said, you come to my game, I'll buy you a Coke.
Well, Bill Raftery, let's take a look at the Powerade option.
He talked about the little things you can do to help your team and how the defense can help. Matt Terwilliger comes down and does a nice job with the screen. Now, if you go under, you're going to pay for it with the ability to bounce the ball right here. You're going to do 2 ball screens, and look at this. All of a sudden, what do I do if I'm Dozier? They didn't show. They didn't stuff over the top. I mean, a lot of things went wrong on that big play, and when you got a guy like Lewis who can ring the bell, count it or mark it down.
Chris Douglas Roberts, leading scorer from Memphis throughout the season, limited to 2 points here in the first half. Memphis has kept abreast of this thing by hitting from long range, 6 of 9. Final 24 seconds to go. Butler has Douglas Roberts. He'll slip by Dozier, back outside Kemp. He's hit 3.
And again, just the use of the dribble. They got 9 seconds. Set it up. Dozier with a great kick. Nice play. Oh, is that great defense? Oh, they can hurt you a lot of ways. Jeremy Hunt, who scrapes the back court on most of his jumpers, gets down and dirty with great foot speed and coverage. Draws the attention.
Does it at both ends of the court, does he not? Here's
sure does.
Donnell for 3.2 remaining in a 3-point edge. Well, the Tigers have won 25 in a row. The Buckeyes, that's good if it goes. They were going to wipe it out. Nope, it was not good. That's the end of the first half, 41-38. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel with AT&T at the half. After this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the men's basketball by Lowe's, UPS, BF Goodrich Tires, and by Pontiac.
Away from the first berth in the Final Four. Here's the in-game box score powered by CSTV, the 24-hour college sports channel from CBS Sports. Jeremy Hunt off the bench with 16. Mike Conley, 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting.
Just taking over with the dribble, Vern. Very sound in the lane, makes great decisions, drop step, switches hands, and yet, conversely, Jeremy Hunt, a big burst, gets his feet set, able to knock jumpers down from deep. You better be prepared, Vern. He can shoot from outside.
Well, we haven't mentioned Greg Oden's name much because he's been on the bench for all but 9 minutes.
Yeah, 2 for 2. You know, just really not an impact that they need from him. He's just they obviously nursed the game down for the second half and saved him. But if some touch, he's a very unselfish guy. You might see him with the ball screen slip. You saw that early in the game. And of course, Conley does his magic, finding him or finishing him by himself.
And Chris Douglas Roberts limited as well, offensively particularly.
Yeah, Chris just really never got on track. I think great defense, particularly on him by Jamal Butler. Forced a few, but finally got on track late with a solid move to the 10.
And we've got good news on Antonio Anderson. No headaches, gave him sutures, butterfly stitches, and he has been patched up and said he wants to come back in the game. He's on the bench right now, but he's on the floor. That's great to see.
It sure is. Of course, you mentioned no headaches. I sort of favor that in the road myself. This is a guy that can get them involved. Very important. Good to see him back. Terrific at finding people.
Mike Conley has it as we open the second
back screen to get Oden to the box. Look at this target. Dorsey tries to extricate him. Look at this finish. The spin out with some strength and agility.
Dorsey limited in that first half. Foul trouble. He played only 8 minutes. Here's Antonio Anderson. Took that elbow to the forehead from Robert Dozier, his teammate. Kemp. Oden, loose ball. How about that?
Look who's leading the pack here. What a great look, though. Quick timeout. John Calipari not very happy. Orchestrating substitutes. Look like Allen might be in, but run-outs, something they do. They bite you with opportunity fast breaks. And look at this finish. Send it in.
Vote for your Pontiac game-changing performance of each round of the tournament. Nearly $150,000 in scholarship contributions is on the line. Vote now at ncaasports.com/Pontiac.
Changer, look at the big fella running the floor. And Butler, one of those guys in the backcourt that can find people, but Lewis takes advantage of the opportunity. Oden had raced from the steal all the way down the floor. He can put the puppies up and down, Vern.
And Ohio State now 6 of its last 7. John Calipari calling a timeout for Memphis 40 seconds into the second half. Anderson. Douglas Roberts back outside. Andre Allen on the floor now with 3 fouls. Getting ready to re-enter the game for the Tigers.
Oden almost in a one-man zone down there. Dorsey, if they're in man, I think they've got to lift him. Nice post up, huh? How about that? Take advantage of the size. CDR.
Douglas Roberts over Butler. 5-point margin.
And a little double screen on one side, single double. Conley has the option. And here's his high school teammate loading up.
Nice. Spot up 3. Ooh. Oden taken down. Shove on Dorsey. That's his 3rd.
Well, he does like to extend the arm. And you can see the maneuverability of the big fella, though. Gets right to the rim here. One-handed snare. How about that one? And the little, well, he actually fouled them prior, I think, is what the call was, and the delay at the end.
45-40. Well, it has been a tournament filled with thrilling games, but no real upsets. And look at this. First time 3 1-versus-2 matchups in the regional finals since they went to 64 and 85.
It's utterly incredible. Of course, a lot of homework done by the committee to set it up, and they have their reward. And right now, unrewarded, Dorsey a little upset about that foul call. Number 3.
Dorsey Tigers with 3 fouls. Tipped out of bounds by Robert Dozier.
Well, they say double tick here. Oh, Thad Matta now, they're going to get organized. Thad's got some great moves on that sideline. Remember he retrieved the gum during the year?
Oh, I do remember that.
Now Cal wants to get in the spat too.
Donnie Gray and Mike Kitts are going to confer now.
I don't think Mike had a good look at it. Donnie did, so I think they're going to have to go with Donnie's call.
That's Mike Kitts.
Mike did not really have a good look at it. And Thad Matta gets right back to coaching. That's what you're supposed to do.
Andre Allen, the reference to the gum was in the Wisconsin-Ohio State game. Matta got a little excited, and the gum popped out of his mouth, and not realizing that perhaps in the moment there were a few folks watching who picked it back up.
A little penetration. Not the most sanitary move, but that was clean and strong.
45-42. Four second-half points already. Here's Butler.
Tough match for Dozier out there off the dribble. See if he takes advantage.
Now Dorsey plays behind, jump hook.
Not bad, huh? You don't see a lot of that because he's around the rim, and these little guys are so good, he doesn't get as many opportunities.
Hunt on the floor. Short. Allen gives Hunt another shot.
And on the floor, he's not as good a shooter. Got the second look clean.
Butler and Lewis got in each other's way for Ohio State. Douglas Roberts. Lewis reach in.
The ability to do some damage here, get free. We talked about his IQ earlier. He understands how to get to the rim, and the big fella here, well, not quite the sky hook, but with touch, a little range, and he can shoot that face-up jump out. They give it to Oden?
Yes.
Wow, I thought they were going to give it to Lewis.
Greg Oden picked up his 3rd foul. 9 minutes in the first half against Tennessee, 9 minutes in the second half against Tennessee, 9 minutes in the first half here.
Oh, they're calling it later. Excuse me, Vern. They're calling it actually after the ball was stripped.
Douglas Roberts, no. Conley. Screen for Lewis.
Too deep.
Douglas Roberts. All the way.
Well, he can handle. Can he? Ring around.
Twice around the world.
Unbelievable.
And it drops through.
All with the left hand. I mean, that's just gorgeous basketball.
Thad Matta's giving Donnie Gray the official an earful over there. Matta better be careful. Well, that conversation is still going on.
And Donnie's not even looking at the floor.
No, not at all. Conley.
How about his field? They got something on the floor, I think they're pointing. Mike Kitts is Thad a little upset at the 3rd one. That was, in his mind, a weak one.
That's the reason for the trip to the monitor to see if this is a 2 or a 3.
Well, that was close, huh? Toe was forward. Yep. Goodness. That is close. So Mike Kitts, 2. Yep, I guess the toes. 2. He's going to have to cut the nails.
2.
He needs a mani-pedi. I know you're accustomed to those. Bills at the end of the month.
49-44. Here's Lewis to Conley. David Whitey sets the screen. Conley has it stripped. Jeremy Hunt. Andre Allen back to Hunt for three.
How unselfish, huh? And Hunt drifts and fades to the wing. Great response with the pass.
19 for Jeremy Hunt. Outside to Butler. Here's Jamar Butler.
Figure the reach in by Hunt. Well, Vern, there's a way of putting a new spin on things, huh? Where it stops, we all know. Pretty good penetration with the left hand. CDR for Memphis.
TIAA Cref. And by Subway Restaurants.
Here in San Antonio, 49-47. A berth in the Final Four, the first berth in the Final Four. And for those of you who love the tradition and history of this sport, how about UCLA and Kansas to determine the West Championship? Greg Oden, limited by foul problems.
You know, he fouled out against Xavier career 8 times in high school. Our crack Google boys from Company B dug that up for us. 5 as a freshman and once each year, sophomore, junior, and senior. And so it's been a little bit of a dilemma of late for him.
Ohio State will inbound. There's David Lighty. He had a big 3 the other night in that win. Rebound, Dozier for Memphis. A chance to tie or reclaim the lead. Hunt. And they'll give it back.
Nice back cut. Good defense.
Dozier in the lane. Hunter. Dozier with the rebound and a foul.
Well, did he stay with it? A nice post up. He's got plenty of room to dominate without Joe Dorsey. Just solid duck in, and we've noticed his footsteps. He's got both arms that he shoots well with. That time I thought he made the wrong choice. Could have gone with the left. And here you can see underneath the little giveaway by Hunter.
Mike foul. Dozier's at the line. 63% for the year.
And John applauding over there. Very positive reinforcement.
Robert Dozier, one more.
And John was saying he's easy to coach. Really understands what you're trying to do.
1 point game. 49-48. Memphis in the regional final last year. They went 0 for 15 from three-point range in losing to UCLA. It's been just the opposite today. The three-point shot has kept them in this one. Here's Conley.
Just not the same impact on side. They're really tugging out. Nice D and a good reach down. Oh, pretty successful trip until the end.
And so Ron Lewis will go to the line. Young man, as we mentioned, from Columbus. 2 years at Bowling Green. Sat out a year and has played the last 2 years at Ohio State. Monday on CBS, Christine finally admits something everyone else has always wondered about. Julia Louis-Dreyfus stars in the new adventure of Old Christine. Monday, 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
And he is tough. He's a very strong driver. Knows how to hang and take contact.
13 points for Lewis.
Nice hesitation and a blow by. Wow, he just stood him up and then put it on the deck.
Antonio Anderson, obviously not bothered by the stitches above his right eyebrow.
You knew he'd be back, though. He is a gamer.
Lewis wanted the alley-oop. Conley, oh, what a move. Hunter, no. Andre Allen for Memphis. Jumper for 3.
I don't know about that one. They were doing a good job running their stuff, getting exactly what they wanted.
Conley inside.
Nice steal here. Great defense the other way with the giveaway. Chris Douglas Roberts, great position defense. Huh.
Douglas Roberts is playing with 3 fouls. That's on Lighty.
And Vern, he just gives ground here. Now he closes down at play. And that's the experience. I mean, these kids have played all over the map as high school kids in AAU basketball. Tremendous amount of experience and not reaching in and getting the foul.
Willie Kemp, 3 of 4 from three-point range in the first half. Has the ball, gives it up to Antonio Anderson. Douglas Roberts behind the back, jump stop. Hunter's there. What the heck?
And no Oden.
No.
That's why they're able to get to the rim now. It's a different attitude. A little spot as they push it to the 10.
25-game win streak for the Tigers. 20 in a row for Ohio State. Lewis. Willie Kemp for Memphis. Hunt. How about the reach in? Anderson finds Douglas Roberts, and he will shoot a free throw.
Boy, there's some clever plays out there. Gets the steal, and just extraordinary recovery. How about that handle, Vern? Would that put you to sleep? A little lingerie on the deck. As Douglas able to pursue the rim under great control.
That sends Douglas Roberts to the line. Remember, we were chatting with him yesterday. One more. And he said he played against Ray Godin many times. AAU ball. They knew
at all.
No.
You know, they're tough kids playing with a chip on their shoulder, feel their conference was denigrated. Just played a lot of good people in December, but their ability not forgotten by most athletic or basketball people.
Donnell Mack is going to come on for him, for Chris Douglas Roberts. 12 points, 10 in this half. Greg Oden applauds. I think he's encouraging his teammates. That was David Lighty to get back in. Well, he went out with 17-10 remaining in this half. Lewis, Mack flies at him. Short, the tip.
They got it.
Memphis ball.
Hunter just couldn't get over there. You see the defense. Lewis gets in the lane and not able to convert because they stay right on you.
John Calipari's team, 4 lead in the first half. They fell behind, trailed by 3 at the break, by as many as 7, but now they've reclaimed a 3-point edge. Hunt.
And boy, the hanging and then the reach down by Hunter. It's almost an old-fashioned weave, and we can certainly relate. The automatic switching not done. It's got to be seamless, and here's the switch. You can just see Cook never gets in the position to scrape down a little bit late from the top by Butler, and then
Jeremy Hunt, 7 of 8. Greg Oden's going to reappear for Othello Hunter.
Well, you can see the slippage. They're getting whatever they want around the rim. Will they stay? Man, I think they might opt for the 2-3 a little bit, see if they can dodge some of those deep jumpers.
Hunt Cam's back on now. As soon as Oden made his reappearance, here came Dorsey off the Memphis bench.
Cal's been at a few games.
5-point Memphis lead. Daquan Cook for 3.
Well, everything changes because of Oden. They concentrate defensively. He gets involved. You get some good open looks.
11 lead changes in the ball game. He'll slash.
Oh! Wow, I thought that was on the way down. That's me, but nevertheless, a message. Oh.
Thad Matta saves Willie Kemp from the undignified jump into the scorer's table.
Well, we called him the preacher, the great negator. Gosh, that was close. I still thought it was on the way down.
Only for purposes of mild disagreement.
Wow. Great reaction, though, wasn't it?
Here's Oden. Jumper. Nope. Anderson has it for Memphis. 2-point game. Anderson.
Yes! Got too deep. He knows he can plumb bob. Nice, modest range jumper. Jamar Butler giving away a couple of inches.
Here's Conley again.
And Dorsey, a great move by Thad Monty, brings the big fella up for a ball screen, and then the blow by the ever alert Conley.
To Arizona on December 20th. Last loss for Ohio State. January 9th at Wisconsin. The two longest current winning streaks in college basketball. Joe Dorsey picked up his 4th foul just before we went to the break.
And this loss will hurt more than any other at this stage. Vance.
Mike Conley. Four of 5 at the line today.
And he's so good at getting to the rim and being in position. You got to go help. He can convert, makes free throws.
Gets 2 this trip. 11:26 to go. Antonio Anderson. The big guys in there, Kareem Cooper.
He's going to have to get into rebounding position if Oden goes to help.
How about Lewis in the passing lane?
Big hands.
Ron Lewis from behind, and they're going to get Dozier.
A little nickel dimer, too. And no basket. But stay gloves. Yeah, you mentioned the steal, putting your arms up as big as you can. Just smart approach. Really, you're trying to help. Look at that. Just sound. And then the push the other way and a little nickel dimer at the end.
10 Memphis turnovers, only 8 for Ohio State, and they do not turn the ball over much at all. They had 1 turnover in the second half in that erasure of the 20-point deficit to Tennessee.
That's in his hands, he being Conley. That's why they make good decisions. Not helping at all. And they get the hook there. Take your pick, whether they give it to Dozier or not. They would prefer to go to Cooper. Yep.
Foul is on Cooper, his 2nd. That will send Greg Oden to the line. We mentioned the other night that had the wrist surgery last summer, missed the first 7 games. And because of that wrist surgery, he shot his free throws left-handed up until the game against Wisconsin at home. And every free throw opportunity since then, misses the first here.
And you read the write-ups from his high school days, how revered he was, how he mixed and got along with his student body. Just an outstanding kid with a great attitude for the game. And I mean, maturation beyond most. I mean, that's incredible at a young age. And now he's got to be mature enough not to foul.
1-point game, 10:34 to go. Winner goes to Atlanta.
Little mismatch here, and he takes advantage. Occupied by Cooper. A nice post up by Roberts.
Douglas Roberts, magnificent second half. Here's Conley again. Dozier, there's the mismatch.
Look at him keep alive. A little too much English.
Dozier with a rebound. Right side. Douglas Roberts. And Ray Allen puts it up. Daquan Cook for the Buckeyes. Here's Butler.
Allen would have been better served bringing it out.
Lewis. Jumper for 3 off the mark.
Nice save by Lighty.
And 1.
Excuse me, Cook with the save. How about that? Ohio State shooting quickly.
Intentional foul, Bill.
Unbelievable. They get away with taking a quick jack. And just right here, the only way to stop him, right? Get a rope.
Douglas Roberts with the intentional foul. And that is his 4th.
Well, that hurts in many ways.
Oden at the line.
Clear cut, too, Vern. No element there of whether it was right or wrong.
Yeah, Douglas Roberts lost his presence and thought that was Troy Smith. Little tackle after a 3-yard gain.
Look at this throw. Great rotation.
Tied at 60.
That's probably how eventually the only way you're going to be able to stop this kid. Just hold on to him. Gets the extra shot.
Which doesn't count. 1 of 2. And the ball. Douglas Roberts will have to sit with his 4th foul. Conley will inbound, tied at 60 with 9:43 remaining. Butler. Foul on Memphis.
They're not happy not getting the calls. John Calipari up and venting on the sideline. Allen thought he was in good shape, and that's 4 for him. Boy, they are mounting quickly.
Willie Kemp will come back on the floor. The foul situation, Douglas Roberts, Allen, and Dorsey, 4 each. Oden, Lighty, 3 apiece, and Butler is at the line. And that's still with 9:42 to go.
Oh, plenty of time. And I think you just keep going inside, keep the defense honest there. Use your dribble drives, occasionally get Oden to come up and stick a guy.
Buckeyes lead by 2.
I think one of the dilemmas is Dorsey can't do enough to keep Oden busy.
Kemp. Anderson. Oden made a swat at it.
Dorsey was the one that provided the shove, too. He went flying at it. That's how strong Dorsey is.
Here's Conley picked up by Kemp. Dorsey playing Oden. Daquan Cook off the dribble.
And look who's in the right place, because he didn't stay outside. The big fella gets to the 10. Just to...
9 to go. Greg Oden with 10 of his 15 points in this half.
And that's what this team does, Ohio State. They get to the rim, you go to supply some support, and the big guy cleans it up.
Anderson jumper.
Anytime he wants it. I mean, that's a modest-looking shot. And Butler, terrific defender, just can't get up that high.
8:30 to go. Screen from Oden for Conley, back to Lewis. Screen, Oden.
Nice recovery by Dorsey.
Butler. Daquan Cook.
Gotta drive it. That's his game at this stage. He had done it earlier when Oden got the follow-through.
And so Memphis with a chance to go back on top.
Now, Douglas Richards, I think Anderson's the guy, but he's gotten really fine looks.
Here's Dozier guarded by Daquan Cook.
Nice hands.
Stripped by Daquan Cook. Conley, Cook.
There you go. That's your game now. Get to the rim, and Conley with the poise, the little drift to the left to open up that diving lane.
Hunt backs up. Takes Conley on the dribble. Foul before the shot. 7 minutes and 31 seconds to go. 2-point game. Remaining in this. Ohio State up by 2. 3-point field goals. Memphis with a decided edge. But Ohio State has Greg Oden in there now, contributing 10 points in the paint in the second half. Hunt, 21, to lead Memphis. It's Kemp, Hunt, Dozier, Dorsey, and Antonio Anderson on the floor for John Calipari's Memphis Tigers.
Dorsey involved in the ball screen. No way, not bad. But they could have used the dribble a little on that.
Daquan Cook clears it for Ohio State.
Look how strong Dorsey is, Vern.
Lewis.
Physically imposing.
Well, he compared himself and Oden to David and Goliath in that press conference yesterday. And he said, I'm Goliath. Somebody said, wait a minute. Goliath lost.
You forgot David and the outcome.
9 on the shot clock. Butler, way.
Why not? Dagger! Wow, you're hoping for that if you're Memphis. A deep stroke. Whew.
Anderson at the other end. Hunt.
Same play.
Dorsey. There's Oden.
As you can see how limited he is away from the hoop.
In the lane, no call. Tracked down by Dozier. Right side, 10 on the shot clock. Dozier.
Good job. He manufactured a post up. I thought he could have elevated.
Kemp, 3 on the shot clock. Anderson, tough shot.
And almost by Dorsey.
Oh!
Butler with the slap out, yeah.
Tipped out of bounds by Butler.
And Dorsey with a great effort, though.
We need a little tension and drama.
I think this is amazing. Every game, practically. Kids giving everything they have.
6 minutes to go. Douglas Roberts, Oden's there to alter the shot. And Mike Conley picks it up.
They're not afraid to get to the rim, are they? They go right to the big fella. Look at this left hand. Are those feet quick? And then the attention to detail, the left away from the defender. John Calipari with the timeout. Vern, we haven't seen a lot of him because of foul problem. Get us a little pirouette. Not too bad by the big fella. A little nylon.
Battle of the big men. It's been one-sided. Dorsey held to no points, 3 rebounds. Oden particularly has come alive in the second half.
Well, the battle was one-sided pretty much because these Ohio State kids are getting the big guy involved. And here, Dorsey just not tall enough as it comes to deep post play and a great understanding of how to deliver the knockout.
5:34 to go. From the Alamodome in San Antonio, winner goes to the Final Four in Atlanta. Douglas Roberts.
Trying to take over last 2 trips. Great defense on him.
Butler guards Hunt.
Nice help by Lewis.
Nice recovery.
Pretty good presence.
We near the 5-minute mark in a 5-point game. Hunt has 23. Ohio State has been streaky this afternoon.
Yeah, they sure have. Oh, that's an offensive foul. He got away with it, Odom.
Daquan Cook. Conley puts it on the floor. Wow. Oh, my gracious.
And Dorsey did a great job, but couldn't seal it.
Fresh 35 for the Buckeyes.
That's what great defense does, forces shots like that on Conley.
Dozier with the double. Butler saves it. Lewis for 3.
Ooh, wow. Dagger again from deep. Butler first. Wow.
Lewis was 16. Douglas Roberts. Nice find. Dorsey misses from point-blank range.
Vern, that was Oden just coming over and a great extra pass, and they give him that foul as well. But this is incredible range. It all started with doubling the box, right it, and not out challenging. And how about that? Guy that likes big-time deliveries.
Memphis has excelled at the line again today, 14 of 18, but Dorsey less than 50% for the year. 47%. Oof. And the foul trouble, just to re-emphasize, Douglas Roberts, Allen, and Dorsey, 4 each. Oden with 4.
And Vern, you got to be ready now if you're Ohio State, because this team knows he misses in blue. They'll get after it. That's good hustle.
74-66, 4:05 remaining.
And he likes to disdain this on occasion. They have the empty side with just the point guard and Oden. I don't want to get Cook out of there.
Daquan Cook calls for it in the low post. Dorsey comes with help. Cook tries to go up and under. And a foul is called on Dozier.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Tigers have 2 timeouts remaining, 9 fouls. They have the possession arrow. Ohio State 3 timeouts, 7 fouls. And Greg Oden has been a force in the second half.
Well, the renaissance, the rebirth of Greg Oden, just that amount of make sure he stayed on the bench with those early foul problems, the spin out, the little jump hook, and how about this? Getting it out of town, the negator, and how about the depth left? I mean, he has shown a lot.
74-66, Daquan Cook is at the line. as Ohio State and Memphis battle for the first berth in the Final Four. Gaudy winning streaks on the line here. 25 in a row for Memphis, 20 in a row for the Buckeyes.
Making free throws. You had mentioned Memphis, that empty trip earlier by Dorsey. If they get to the line, they've got to get their pressure set up too.
Buckeyes are 18 of 24. Make it 19 of 25.
And we got some debris on the floor. It's probably Thad's gum over there they're looking for. What do you think? I think Wrigley sent them a ton of gum.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah.
I wonder if he prefers double bubble.
What does he do with his baseball cards?
Biggest lead of the game. First time we've had a double-digit deficit. Guarded by Butler. Now the switch.
Keep them in front. That's the key.
Douglas Roberts. Andre Allen kicking the corner. Hunt.
How could you leave him? You don't help off of him. He's got range. Jeremy. From Memphis, the light wide open. Good pressure.
Jeremy Hunt, 26 points. Andre Allen, that's 5.
Yeah, just bumping all the way. Never turned and regained. And when you've got 4, you've got to know that.
Young man who grew up in Memphis. Willie Kemp is going to take his place. Andre Allen.
Now, John does it with that drive and kick, and it's successful because Roberts, for one, can turn the corner. They all can elevate and shoot deep jump shots, and that can invigorate them in terms of pressing. Gets the energy level up.
Douglas Roberts, Jeremy Hunt, Dozier, Antonio Anderson, and Willie Kemp. The 5 on the floor. There's Antonio Anderson, got that inadvertent hard elbow right above his right eyebrow, delivered by Robert Dozier. Stitched up, sent back out. Conley at the line. 5 of 6 today. Allen's out. Douglas Roberts and Dorsey 4 apiece. Greg Oden with 4.
And you look at Conley, he owns a single-season record for assists and steals. First year at the university. And that's just utterly incredible. Poise of a man as well.
9-point game. Conley has 17. Douglas Roberts.
Nice hands.
Conley goes for the passing lane again.
He's always in the way. He can disrupt more 3-on-3 pickup games, I'm sure. He takes the fun out of it. See if this is his zone burn. Yep, 2-3.
Started with this. Kemp. Hunt.
An even matchup now. We got to get between defenders.
Kemp drives. Finds Anderson. 7 on the shot clock.
Oh, wow. Great delivery by Anderson, and then the open jumper by Kemp.
6-point game, 2:38 to go. In the lane, foul called on Roberts.
Boy, what pressure with the bounce. And afraid to come home. And that's 5 earned.
5 fouls on Chris Douglas Roberts.
Afraid to come over and help because you've got Oden on that backside. Well, this is a talented kid, providing a lot of good moments. But once again, you put it on the deck with this kind of force, and you just see a little bit late. Great pressure bounce by Lewis.
Douglas Roberts with that valiant game, 37 minutes the other night. Sophomore from Detroit.
Very proud of his roots, too, and targeted us. And rightfully so. Great basketball town. Now, who's going to take over? They got the outside shooting, and this is one of the major dilemmas.
Douglas Roberts, Dorsey 4 fouls, Oden with 4. Donnell Mack is on the floor. Ron Lewis. Down the stretch. Coming next, second berth in the Final Four from San Jose, UCLA, Kansas. Lewis with 18.
Now, defensively, you want to force Memphis to take a lot of time. Conversely, the quick into the lane.
Donnell
There you
Mack.
go.
Dozier in the corner. Anderson. Lewis perfectly positioned.
One and done.
Get it in Conley's hands. He splits the two defenders.
How about the strength of the little guy, huh? He's got the ability to protect that basketball with the offhand and get scoot ahead.
Anderson picks up his third. And Conley, 7 of 8.
Now, coming down the stretch, if your point guard can make these, what a valued asset. He runs the club, doesn't mind pressure situations. Nothing but nylon either. He is not a rim rattler.
One more. OSU has made its last 8 free throws in succession.
Does it have 270 horsepower? Fuel-efficient CVT technology. And faster 0 to 60 than Accord, Camry, and Acura TL. Performance once reserved for the failable to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here.
Each team 2 timeouts remaining. Double bonus now for Ohio State. And they have excelled at the free throw line. Possession arrow still belongs to Memphis. Tigers a 25-game win streak on the line. Trying to get to the Final Four for the first time since '85. Thad Matta's bunch. Final Four, first time for the Buckeyes since 1999. 1 national championship for the Buckeye squad. 1960, the heralded Lucas Havlicek bunch.
How about that, Noel? Pretty good group. Nice play by
Siegfried. Off the glass and good.
I'll tell you, terrific move by Dozier, and he's playing a lot with Odin on the floor because he can move him around.
Daquan Cook. Foul again. Donnell Mack, number 20. And so Daquan Cook back at the line with 1:47 remaining.
And you mentioned that Ohio State team. A lot of people forget Joe Roberts was on that team. And
that's right.
Who was on the bench?
Bob Knight. Oh, well. Take a trip around San Antonio.
This kid's got big upside. Struggled with that shooting coming down the stretch. I don't think that's a problem. It's just once in a while, as a youngster, the length of the season, you just don't shoot it with that confidence. You lose it a little bit.
David Lighty on for Daquan Cook. Buckeyes have hit 10 free throws in a row.
And Lighty, as you mentioned, were a great first half.
Antonio Anderson. Jumper.
We're right up on him, forced him to put it on the deck. The little run out now.
Lewis at the other end. Hunt chases.
And that's the way to foul a guy, though.
Yes.
You know, just go at him. A lot of guys don't understand the open floor. It can be devastating if not done properly.
And so the senior, Ron Lewis, back at the line. Hero of the overtime win over Xavier. $11 in a row.
What he said was, I like the ball at the end of the game. All my life, I've liked the ball. Tough without that guy. Such a Memphis offensive philosophy.
20 points, 90 seconds away from birth in Atlanta. Donnell Mack off his foot.
Automatic switching here.
Jumper, in and out. Odin rebound.
That's the way to go. That's a traffic rebound, and hold on.
Lighty.
Nice play, though, huh? Use the clock. That's your pal, the giveaway by Hunt.
And so Lighty goes to the free throw line. Chevrolet players of the game, Jeremy Hunt, 26 points in a non-starting role. Mike Conley Jr., 19. Those are our Chevrolet players of the game. 13 in a row.
Keep ringing the bell. Stretch time. What do you got inside?
$14. And a 14-point lead with 70 seconds to go. A 25-game win streak is going to come to an end as the Memphis Tigers, the second seed, will fall to the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Antonio Anderson with the foul. And the Buckeyes will go to Atlanta having won 21. They've lost 3 times this year. At North Carolina, at Florida, at Wisconsin.
Pretty impressive, huh? Now, you had a number of those games all year with this fine team. The subs have come on. The blending of old and young, incredible. Of course, we can relate.
Yes. Buckeyes are the first to Atlanta. Don't forget, Kansas UCLA will tip off out in San Jose. Is concluded. 16 straight free throws for Ohio State. And that matches the margin of difference in the game. Kemp. Dozier.
Keeps on playing. They call a timeout now. Stretching it.
48 seconds to go.
So easy to turn, easy to handle. It almost drives itself. But it's not just about mowing the lawn. It's also about owning a John Deere. Easy Track, the newest John Deere.
You only retire once. Providing you do it right.
I really like the supersonic breakfast burrito. Eggs, sausage, cheese, tomatoes.
I feel a little bit bad about eating it, though.
Who's Charlie?
My grumbling stomach. Yeah. He's a good dude.
Well, why don't you just wait till you're hungry again, then you can talk to him then.
I'm not gonna be hungry for a long time.
Sorry, Charlie.
Supersonic Breakfast Burrito. Only at Sonic. It's everything good about breakfast, wrapped up to go. Try one today with a refreshing cranberry juice because Sonic is your ultimate drink stop.
90-76 Ohio State. Think back to the NCAA tournament with 11 seconds remaining after Xavier was about to cinch the game. A missed free throw. They went to overtime and they beat Xavier, Thad Matta's former club. Here on this floor with 35 seconds to go in the first half against Tennessee, they trailed 49-29. They got a three-point play from David Lighty at the end to cut the margin to 17. First 5 points of the second half, and then they played very solid basketball today.
It wasn't it was the old traditional kind.
Right.
That may have been the biggest three of their whole season. It sort of got them going mostly into the second half where they nicked away and got Tennessee.
So the Ohio State Buckeyes are bound for Atlanta. A 2 seed beats a 1. Butler foul.
So close, huh, Vern? So it goes through their minds. If we could have. But I think the biggest move was resting Oden. Don't let him get number 3.
Sat out the last 9:41 of the first half. And the streak, 18 consecutive free throws. Not a bad way to secure a win. Final 30 seconds. Memphis. That shot by Anderson. There's Oden.
That big-time snatch.
And the champions of the Big Ten from Columbus are headed to Atlanta. The Memphis Tigers fall for the first time in 2007. Ohio State wins it 92-76. Next, UCLA against Kansas. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages for the road to the Final Four, powered by Pontiac.
The Ohio State Buckeyes earned the first ticket to Atlanta, 92-76 over the Memphis Tigers. Still to come here on CBS. We'll have the West Regional Final, the UCLA Bruins and the Kansas Jayhawks from San Jose. We'll continue after this word from your local station.
One team gets kicked off a plane. It's All-Star CBS Sunday.
Are you experienced? Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. The Wall. The grooves in these albums are filled with stories. Our stories. This is our music. The soundtrack of our lives. 97.1 FM. The Drive.
Any problems this week? Taking your meds?
When nothing is what it seems.
You want your old life back. Want me to rob a bank?
How will you know who to trust?
I have the money. I have the power.
The Lookout. Rated R. In theaters this Friday.
Talk to your friends and families and get them pumped up on the teams with the best moves this March with Comcast Digital Voice Home Phone Service. Unlimited calling, huge savings. Keep your current phone number. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV.
Solid Miller highlight privileges. Can I borrow that for a second? The hamburger, $11.50. Are you for real? Step aside, mon ami. Pardon moi. Excuse us. See, this beer is about helping people live the high life. It's a good, honest beer at a tasty price. We have let's move. Mess with the high life, and the high life will mess with you. $11.50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
Is my bike ready?
Any minute, okay? Right, Paul?
Just making some upgrades.
Everyone loves an upgrade. Get yours at the GMC Upgrade event, like an 07 Yukon with best-in-class fuel economy. And now upgrade to professional grade with 0% APR plus $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, the GMC Upgrade event ends April 3rd.
CSI Miami, tonight at 10:35 on CBS 2 Chicago.
Welcome back to our studio, everyone. A road to the Final Four powered by Pontiac. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis. One regional champion down, one more to go today. The Ohio State Buckeyes 92-76 winners over the Memphis Tigers. A most impressive display, and the Buckeyes looking the way people thought they should look.
They did a nice job getting it inside to Greg Oden, but also doing a little bit of that, Greg. Dribble penetration and getting to the foul line.
Well, they recognized that the three-point shot wasn't falling, so they went to the foul line. 21 points from the foul line. I think it's Ohio State's best game of the year.
Yeah, Ohio State, incidentally, we will hear from their victorious players and coach coming up at halftime of the game to follow. Time now for the State Farm Championship Drive on the West Regional Final between UCLA and Kansas.
Take a look. The Jayhawks got to the national championship game last year by beating LSU in the semifinals. They went down to Florida. That was their first championship appearance since '95.
And Kansas had their miracle in 1988 thanks to Danny Manning's 31 points.
All right, for more information on the State Farm Championship Drive, log on to CBSSportsline.com. UCLA and Kansas for the West Regional Championship and another ticket to Atlanta coming your way right after this.